We are live. It is another Monday. So wait for notifications to drop. Got this new light. Ooh, today. That's a little better. Hi, Jackie. Jackie Jan is here. Hello, hello, my dear. And wait for some peeps to pop in um, because I have a request for everybody. Um, and so for anybody watching this on playback, thank you. Please hit the like if you're so moved to. Um, we all know that Nancy had just gotten over a case of bronchitis, and she was on the mend. While Nancy had to be rushed into urgent care this morning. They found a blood clot in her leg, and she's been in a lot of pain. And but she's home now. I just heard from her a little while ago. They gave her an injection which is supposed to dissolve it. So she's really going to be on the mend for a while and laying back. So if we can all at some point today, if everybody could take just a few minutes out of their other day to send her some love, to send her some light and some healing energy, that would be most appreciated. She's home, and she says she's exhausted from the doctors and then to having to go to the pharmacy and stuff. But who knows, she may even feel like maybe popping in and saying hi, but she better be off of her feet and curled up in her bed with her decks and her books and her fur baby. So thank you, everybody. I see more people are popping in. So I appreciate every single one of you being there, for me today, but for her as well. She's going to be taking a break, so Heather's going to be doing the Sacred Feminine um, moving forward, probably for the pretty much the most of the rest of the winter, unless I had any fellow readers who may wish to join me and share their views and who they acknowledge and what's the Sacred Feminine is to them. Um, Me, I'm just kind of getting grounded right now because running around today, doing shopping out in Medford and driving here, driving there, and it's just kind of like got in a little while ago and got me some coffee. Not cocoa today, Magus, but mocha flavored coffee. So we're a little there. So we have Jackie's here. Hello, Jackie, and Carmela. Hello, my dear. Flowing is here. That's Carmela, and yeah, but she's on the menu. She's got spunk. She's she's gonna kick it in the butt. I know she will. Um, just every any bit of healing energy and prayers and whatnot. So I'm sure she will be greatly touched by all the beautiful um, messages of love and healing to her. And there is Jax. Hello, my dear. So yes, and I'll if I hear anything from Nancy during the show, I will share that if she sends privately. But yeah, she's home and she's rested. But blood clots are not anything to sneeze at. I mean, she sent me a picture to show me what her leg looked like, and I almost fainted. It just, but I doctors, spirits got her, and with the right doctors in the right care, and then she's in good hands. And so, mwah, and so much love to her. Yep, and smack that sassy. Thank you, my dear. So for today, I want to start on Mondays now that we're in the winter season. Start looking at other cultures and seeing, who their goddesses, their divine feminine. That's sort of associated with the early peoples for that part of the country, and in that part of the year. And now the Cailleach, and I know some people say I would be pronouncing wrong. I've been trying to find different ways. So, but she's also known in Scotland as Cailleach, the Caillech Bhéara. Um, and let me just turn my phone back on. Yeah, it can be very serious, but it's going to be dissolving. They gave her, I mean, the price was astronomical, ridiculous. But we won't go there on this show about pharmaceutical companies. But maybe they need some prayers too, along the way. But she's home, she's resting. and she appreciates every single one of us, and we appreciate her. Um, Need some more hack Cailleach, getting there. So, and I try to make sure I pronounce the names properly so that, because I don't want to disrespect. But I was surprised because I just thought of her as, Celtic, Irish, maybe, the United Kingdom area, like Wales and England, and, but then, I was just like, oh, okay, Scotland. So, but she's known as Bhéara, the Cailleach, and she's known as Queen of Winter. And I have a couple different sites on the phone that I found that I have saved here for us, and two of them are listed, the Wikipedia and the one that I'm going to be starting off with, folklorescotland.com, and they said here, but even Bhéara was not strong enough to resist the passage of time forever. The time for her reigns, the time for her reigns end had come and gone, and she could postpone it, mighty as she was, but not forever. And the article was written by Liana Parashaki, and what she writes here is, so everyone get comfortable, Magus, with your cocoa, your coffee, your tea. Oh, that tastes good after running around all morning. So before gods and goddesses were born, there was Bhéara. Bhéara, the Queen of Winter and one of Scotland's most powerful deities, created not only the rest of the Celtic pantheon, but also the hills and mountains and steep hikes of Scotland. So she's accredited, according to Scottish folklore, as the one who created the Celtic pantheon, which is interesting because the Tuatha, were the creators. So I have coffee, but you got me thinking of cocoa. Well, still pop a couple of marshmallows in there. I'm sure it'll taste just as good. So, but not only the Celtic pantheon of the deities, but the mountains and steep hikes of Scotland. So the landscape. The winter goddess has but one eye, the teeth the color of copper. Her skin is blue and her long hair white, like the snow she yields and summons. Bhéara is not simply a powerful goddess of creation. She is also cruel, because we do have to have that balance, don't we? And often jealous of those goddesses whose youth and beauty she does not possess. Legend has it that Bhéara once captured Bride, a beautiful young princess. Bhéara knew, the goddess, as goddesses often do, that Bride was to wed her own son, Angus, the king of summer, and become his eternal queen. Equal measures, jealous and afraid, Bhéara captured Bride, or Breed, as also pronounced, in an attempt to keep her away from her son. Alas, Angus dreamt of Bride, or Breed, and sought the counsel of the wise king of the Green Isle. I have dreamt of the most beautiful maiden, so beautiful, in fact, that tears fell from my eyes. Alas, my beloved is held prisoner somewhere, and I must set her free. The maiden you have dreamt of is Breed, and she is the most beautiful maiden indeed. She is a prisoner of your own mother, because she knows that you will be king of summer, and Breed, the queen, by your side. Do not rush, my young friend. The land is still thick with snow, and Bhéara's reign is still strong. You must wait until the first flowers bloom and her power grows weaker. That I cannot do. I shall borrow 3 days from August, even if it is only February. I must set my beloved free. And with those words, Angus, eternally youthful Angus, borrowed 3 days from August, and the sun shone brightly Scotland. His own armor was made of shining gold, glistening under the flaming sun. And so the prince in shining armor rode his white horse over the hills and mountains of Scotland to rescue his beloved from the cruelty of his own mother. Meanwhile, Breed was set to a series of tasks as Bhéara's prisoner. One day she was given a brown fleece and was instructed to wash it until it was white. Wash and wash the poor girl did, day after day, but the fleece always remained brown, and Bhéara's mocking was relentless. One day, as Breed was heading to the river to wash the fleece once more, she encountered Father Winter. "Give me the fleece, and I shall make it white for you," he said, and, shaking the fleece thrice, turned it white indeed. Oh, how happy Breed was! But Father Winter was not finished. He gave Breed a bunch of white snowdrops and instructed that she give those to Bhéara. And so the young maiden returned to her captor, white fleece in one hand and snowdrops in the other. When Bhéara saw the snowdrops, one could have sworn her blue skin turned a few shades lighter. She knew what they meant. Nature was blooming once more, and her own end was near. Terrified, the old hag gathered her servants and bade them ride north and south, east and west, to stop all growth and extend her own reign of frost and terror. But even Bhéara was no match for time and the changing of the seasons, for when Angus summoned the 3 days of summer, flowers bloomed and nature slowly awoke. Mother and son fought mercilessly, while Bhéara summoning storms to drive her own son away from her prisoner, and Angus bravely insisting to his quest to free his beloved. There finally came a day when the two lovers met in a forest near the castle, where Breed had been held prisoner for so long, and all around them flowers bloomed and blossomed as if reassuring them that their happy ending is near. The sun shone above their heads, and the two young lovers confided in each other of their dreams, with Angus telling his young bride Breed he had dreamt of her, and she narrating the sorrows of her captivity. And that day, when the youthful Angus finally found the young Breed, is still to this day called Breed's Day and heralds the beginning of spring. And Breed is also the name for Bridget, and that would be in bulk. So I love how the different cultures still overlap and how they connect with the sacred Sabbaths of the Wheel of the Year. And so they wed with the help of the fairies. The Queen of the Fairies herself helped transform Breed, taking away the colorless and shapeless rags Bhéara had forced the young maiden into wearing. Instead, on the day of her wedding, Breed wore a gown white and sewn with silver, and it was so bright and so beautiful. It was as if she were light itself. When Bhéara heard of her son's marriage, she grew angrier and more terrified than she ever had before. She felt as if she had no choice but to go after the young lovers. Angus and Breed were forced to flee, and they sought solace on the Green Isle, far away from Bhéara and her power. Still, Angus longed for Scotland, and every now and again he would try to reach for the land, bringing sunny and warm days with him. But Bhéara and her storms always drove him away. But even Bhéara was not strong enough to resist the passage of time forever. The time for her reign's end had come and gone, and she could postpone it, mighty as she was, but not forever. Soon she grew weary and exhausted, and her strength abandoned her. According to legend, Bhéara and Angus fought each other viciously one last time, until the exhausted mother could fight no longer. To survive, she turned herself into a rock. And a rock she remained until the day of the Samhain, when her power would grow stronger once more. On Samhain, Bhéara awakens and manages to kidnap Breed, her bride once more, and so the reign of winter begins. Only when Angus fights his mother once more and rescues his young wife will spring return again, and so the yearly cycle continues. The end. I know that was a bit lengthy, but I thought it was a wonderful, example of showing how, the passage of the seasons and how our, our early people, our ancestors would write myths to connect and help them to understand how the seasons changed and, how the winter months come, like, Persephone and Demeter, 6 months with Hades and then 6 months with mom, during the summer. So, and Brina has joined us. If I can get my mouse to wake up. There we go. Thank you, Brina. Much appreciated, my dear. And thank you, Jax, for putting up Magus's. Well, Magus, if you ever needed a drag queen name, there you go. You could be Megan. But thank you for putting his link in there. She's mod extraordinaire. So that was the story. And from the folklore, I absolutely love that. And so, yeah, that's pretty much. She was a one-eyed giantess with blue skin, white hair, copper teeth. Yep, that's where they took that from. She was also a goddess, a complex goddess, showing the complexity and duality of nature, jealousy and cruelty. For me, that sounded, kind of like my mom's. Sometimes my mom's, sweet and happy 1 minute, kind of like nature, 1 minute loving and warm, and then next cold and cruel. Your sensitive side, yes, Magus. So let's see. Cultural impact. So Bhéara's legacy extends beyond mere folklore. She's a significant figure in cultural practices and rituals, particularly in agricultural communities. They rely on her favor for good weather and bountiful harvests. See if there was anything else but not really. So with the Wikipedia, so in Gaelic, Irish, Scottish, and Manx myth, the Cailleach, Scottish with Bhéara, is the divine hag. And the word literally means old woman hag. And this is found with this meaning in modern Irish and Scottish Gaelic. So that's pretty much, and she's also sometimes known as the Hag of Bhéara, while in Scotland she is known as Bhéara, Queen of Winter. So yes, she appears in numerous texts: the Lament of the Old Woman, the Hunt of Sliabh Cuin. Doing my best with Gaelic here. I didn't get a hold of my Jackie in Ireland to help me with some of these. And Glas Caben, and the Hag of Bhéara. So, but she did have a consort, Mug Ruth and Bodak. So yeah, beautiful. And I would love to visit Scotland someday. Selena, Essence of the Moon, got to go there, not this past summer, but last, and she shared us the beautiful pictures. So, yeah, the people, the stories, the mythologies, the stories that were handed down, and then, the influences that changed the myths, when they were rewritten from the perspective of the patriarchal, with Christianity moving into the area and the monks. So sometimes a lot of the goddesses were turned into not so pleasant, but, certain myths have held, hold the test of time and express, the true nature of the true essence of nature, and how us humans connect and deal with those changes. So, whew, it is warm. Let me take off my scarf. So, but yes, that was Bhéara. And I am going to be doing some readings today. I do have with me, I did get a deck yesterday. I haven't got a chance to look at it. So hopefully maybe tomorrow I can do a flip through and a share. But for today, Seeing that we are going into the Yuletide season, I have my Seasons of the Witch Yule oracle with me. I also have my Hush Tarot because of, this has to do a lot with death, decay, birth, rebirth, the cycles of nature. And so I have that. And I also have my Goddesses of the World. Women take up space, we get called, yeah. Girl. So, and that's this deck here with the beautiful artwork. I was called to pull that one. And let me pull up my banner and open the floor. So if anybody would like a sacred feminine reading today, please let me know. And I can also skip the goddess cards if you would like a message from, see what the goddess Bhéara, the Cailleach, might have to say for you. So let me know if you would like a different goddess to learn from today, or if you would just like for me to pull cards, tapping into that energy, of Bhéara. So, alrighty, I have to do a quick sip. We got Jackie, of course. I can't wait for Jackie to join me. I have the Yule deck on my app. It's typically work that I really wouldn't, have said was something I liked, but the artwork on these decks are just really, they just grown on me. They connect with me. So we have Brina. I could stop being a bitch, but I'm no quitter. No, you're not, girl. And we have Jax, and there's Julie. Hello, Julie. I just read the little folklore of the Caillech Bhéara and share that with everybody. Oh, that coffee tastes so good right now, y'all. You have no idea. So let me set my coffee there. So, Jackie, would you like a message from a different goddess today? Or would you like a message from the Cailleach, from Bhéara? Let me know. So everybody who asked for a reading so far, Jackie, Brina, and Jax, let me know what type of reading you would like. And I will be happy to, I will happily say, as you wish. I found out they actually have a Princess Bride tarot out now. Sorry you can't type on the page. Oh my goodness, Flowing. Carmela, sweetheart, don't worry about it. Please don't worry about it. So Jackie, do you want a separate goddess, or would you like a message from Bhéara? So Brina is going to be a separate goddess, okay. What about you, Jackie and Jax? Do 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 do. Goddess, okay. Come on, Jax, are you going to embrace Bhéara? Are you going to embrace the Cailleach? What they said. Well, when after I'm done with you ladies, I'll pull a card for the collective and we'll get the message from the goddess Bhéara herself. So, Yule cards. Well, Flowing, do you want a goddess though, or do you want a message strictly from Bhéara? And I will be using the Yuletide cards for everybody. So, Flowing, all you have to do is just say, goddess, or if it's easier for you, or have me pick. That's up to you, my dear. I know it's hard to navigate when we're on medications. Oh, see, now Carmela's the brave one here. She wants Bhéara. And Selena, hello, my dear. I'm not sure if you got the message I left on our group chat for on WhatsApp for the lovely ladies. Of course, Celine. Nancy had to get rushed back into urgent care this morning. David had to take her in. They found a blood clot that started at her heel and basically went up to her groin. She's home now because she had to have some CT stuff and done. They gave her a shot, which is supposed to completely dissolve the clot and to keep other additional clots from forming. So we were just, when I started the show earlier, I was just asking if everybody could send her some healing energy, and support through this. Yeah, she's okay. She's resting, but she's very exhausted. So let's see. All righty. Let's see what did. Yes. The way she typed it, it came out as heroin, and I went, and YouTube, this is for entertainment purposes only. I'm not telling people to take. Yeah, it was just an autocorrect. So yeah, but that must have been what she was supposed to be on. Yes. So Selena, pick whatever you want. Oh, Selena, I want to do Bhéara for you. I'm definitely getting Bhéara vibes. So Jackie would like a goddess. So let's see what goddess. Yes, Julie. Yeah. But our Nancy. She's a fighter. She's a kicker. No, she doesn't have to kick or scream. She's got that strong, silent, she's the strong, not the silent type, but she's got that warrior energy, that's for sure. Especially with her working with Santa Muerte and having worked with the Morgan, she's got some strong protection around her. So I'm going to move my keyboard out of the way. And if we could also, Roman, Gold Moon XY, he's having some health problems as well. He hasn't been feeling well. And the same with my Selena here. If we could all just send them all just positive healing and loving energy to support them through this time, that would be great. Ooh, Jackie, you still got a winter goddess though. Oh, she's beautiful. And thank you, Jax. You go, girl. And let's see. Let's pull a couple of, not Oracle Tarot cards from the Hush Tarot. Oh, wow. Okay. So, Jackie, let me grab my Goddesses of the World book. Because you did get a winter goddess. Would it be something if she was somewhat similar? Let's see. So, you got Zonguette. And look at her. Isn't she not beautiful? I used to have long braids like that as a child. So, Zonguette, flow with the stream of life. Revered as the Siberian goddess of the herds, Zonguette symbolizes fertility and abundance. As she whispers her blessings upon you, like a shepherd of your own destiny, trust in the natural flow of life, and you shall reap bountiful rewards. Be patient, for the harvest is near, and your abundance awaits. So flowing with the stream of life. Just keep going with the natural flow, and it will lead you to your destiny and your abundance. And I love that she's a goddess of the herds, because we have deer here, and there's another goddess from Finland area named Ellen of Trot or Ellen of the Ways. And there's actual, up in that part of the continent, the females have horns, just like the males do, the reindeer. And so that's when the cultures that honored Ellen of the Trot. So get this now. I just looked down at your car. So she's the goddess of the herd. Guess what appeared on your Yuletide card? You got the deer. So deer's herding. I'm seeing a connection here, girl. So ring thy bell to cast them out. Ring thy bell and dance about. Swirl the sounds amidst the winds. Nowhere to hide, for all will ring. Is that not beautiful? So going with the flow, embracing your journey, embracing the abundance that comes to it, and not to hide from it or be afraid to show it, but ringing those bells, um, dance, celebrate, despite whatever other people may not, whether they approve or not. But this is you being who you are and not being afraid to let your bells ring. So ring that bell, my dear. And your two tarot cards now. You've got the Knight of Cups. And I'm going to grab, do I have it here? No, I don't have it here. Because I love how sometimes Jeremy, but I got my book separated. But we're going to look at this because she's actually on a crow on this one for the Knight of Cups. But I love this. You are, you know, the Knight of Cups is the one who is, has that beautiful emotional, all the cups, especially with the court cards, have to do with, emotional maturity and integrity. And the Knight of Cups is someone who is very chivalrous, very willing to come to one's aid. And on this one here is climbing on, I believe, one of those old, oh, what do you call those? With the directions of the wind. See, I don't have the book here, but the crows of being, the bird messengers of magic and mystery and tapping into that because cups are also intuition, creativity. So for you, that is you showing the way. This is you, but the dancing, being who you are, ringing your bells, you will be someone that people will know that, that they can confide and they can come to their, this is you being that example, you being there for others, holding, it's just so weird how we did not put any cups into this deck, any of the traditional, um yeah, tap into that intuition, that magic that is a part of the cups, um and allow those emotions to guide you, not like the sails or the weather vanes telling you where to go. Like with, Zonget, allow your life to flow freely. Allow her energy to guide you. Tap into your inner Zonget and welcome the abundance and just aim forward. See, she's just pointing her sword and going, we're going this way. So leading with love, leading with compassion, leading with your intuition, and being that beautiful example for others. And your underlying energy is the Queen, and it's the Queen of Cups. And every time I look at this, I think it's the Queen of Swords because of the sharp, but no, this for him is the Queen of Cups. So again, another cups, it's the Queen of that is compassion, that is the nurturer, that embraces her creativity. This is fertility through creative means and connecting your creative abilities in all areas of life. And again, sharing some of her mysteries. And to typical RWS, she's got the seal over her cup, kind of containing and protecting her intuitive waters. But here it's like um, you can protect that, but at the same time you have enough for others, kind of like the cup overfloweth, but having that balance of being grounded, but also being connected to your intuition and your abilities and your creativity and your guides, your higher power. So um, and yeah, look at that. You can't, those eyes, those are mesmerizing, isn't it? And that beautiful little bird is trusting, even with the sharp blades. That bird is trusting that she can settle in there into that nest on top of her head and know that she's going to be cared for. She's going to be protected. Um, so, yeah, that's beautiful. I love that, Jackie. Thank you for letting me read for you today. Weather vane, yes, eventually. You're so vain. You probably think this tarot card is about you. I know, that's a bad joke. That's more for when Ben and I do the readings, right? So up next is Brina. And Brina wanted a goddess card. So let's see what comes through with Brina. True. I like when I hear that it resonates. That means I'm on the right track myself. I wish I knew where my where did you go? Where art thou? Where art thou? He's like, no, you're going to trust what you get instead. Okay. So, ooh. Alrighty, we got your goddess card. Let's get you your Yuletide. Oh, no way. I'm going to pull another one, but that just flipped out too. Same card that Jackie got. So I think this is, I'm going to leave this out because this is a collective message. I mean, all of our mini readings are collective at the end of the day when you look at them. But this one here is really telling us to focus on ringing our bells, being, because what makes us happy, what makes us shine, what makes us want to swirl and dance, casts all that negativity away from us, those negative energies from people. And yeah, I absolutely love that. But let's get another one. One of my favorite holiday songs is the Carol of the Bells. So the ringing of the bells. And the deer too. Or their one of their energies, or let's say energy, part of their medicine, is about being is that gentleness, having to be very alert, but also learning how to be very gentle. So it's you got the horns, you're there to protect and to follow the others, the tribe, but at the same time ringing those bells that separate who we are and keeping us remind us to be gentle with ourselves and to love ourselves. Are you kidding me? I just looked down. You guys would not believe. So, okay. Do I have her in this goddess book? Hold on, y'all. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Let's see. Is she in here? They're not going to give me a directory, are they? No, they're not. And I know she's in that book you gave me, Selena. Where is it? Because I think we're going to have to learn about this goddess as well. Let me see if she's in here. Yep, she sure is. Okay, so a couple of the tarot cards. Let's see what we get. Because it appears that the reindeer have something to say today. So for Brina, okay. So we know how ringing the bells came out. So your goddess is Ane. So let me find her in the book here for you. Let's see. And Ane is about shining your light, ringing your bells and shining your light. And that is Ane. And she's the radiant Celtic sun goddess, urges you to embrace your inner radiance and shine your light upon the world. Embody the energy of joy and abundance, for they are your birthright. As you celebrate the seasons of life, remember that you are a ray of hope and transformation for those around you. That is beautiful, Brina. So she is part of the Celtic pantheon. She is an Irish Celtic goddess. And so, what card came out of the Yuletide? Reindeer medicine. And it says here, journey into the depths of your soul, an awakening of sights revealed. It is time for no time at all, for all is presently here. So this is about being in the moment, going into the depths of your soul during this winter season, and really start awakening to what makes what makes you happy, what makes you shine, what makes you shine your light. When people see you and you have that glow and that happiness around you. And who knows, they may hear bells, because of all that pure, beautiful, rainy and brightness and light. And, it's time for no time at all. So this is taking time out, being present in the moment, and going deep within. And so after you're reading, we're going to read a little bit about Ellen of the Ways here. So your tarot card is the Ace of Cups, some more cups. So this is the Ace of Cups, and this is this bird who knows that this is the past. The skull, the remains are of the past, and now it's time to start singing your song. Open your wings, and it's time to, and with the cups, it's all about, emotional. The aces are about a gift. So this is the gift of awakening, being able to sing your song, being able to share how you feel, the love that you have for others, for yourself. And I love that little crown too. You're sovereign over your emotions, and the traditionals, you see that cup just overflowing with water. And so just feeling that the skull, like the cup, is overflowing this beautiful bird singing its song and awakening upon itself. And your underlying energy card is the Hierophant. So right now, just what it looks like here is that you are, and it's again like Ane, she's in the water as well. This is about tapping into your spiritual understanding, the Hierophants, the keys to wisdom of our spirituality, higher learning. And so these overflowing emotions, don't contain them, celebrate them within yourself and with those around you that you can, because like the crumbling of the old ways is now the birds are celebrating. You have the key, to your own spiritual destiny, your own spiritual journey. And in the underlying energy also feels like if you're looking for a mentor, or you're looking for maybe a certain path, or a way of study, whether it's spiritual or if it's a higher learning of some other kind, the energy is there, and it just feels like it's just a lot of happiness and joy, leaving the past behind, and again getting every day to sing a brand new song. So yes, the reindeer are speaking very loudly today. And let me where's my deck for that? Oh, it's right there. But I wanted to share really quick with everybody, seeing that she keeps, now this is just, a journal picture, but Ellen of the Trod, there's her with her beautiful horns. And so let's see. What can I share that's short? This is this is a story. So she is known as the path that leads you home. So with these cards so far, like with Zonget, following the flow, letting that take you to your journey, following, following the paths that lead you to home, the home that's within yourself, especially your spiritual self. And the themes of Ellen is guidance, shamanism, magic, getting into nature. So yes, I suggest reading up on her some more. Her affirmation for the Ellen of the Trod is, "I choose the right path for me," and that's very similar to one of the cards that we just read. So here, a visionary who knows that there are many journeys in life From the physical to the emotional and spiritual, Ellen is a nurturing goddess. Nurturing. Remember, you two, especially you, Jackie, you had the Queen of Cups. She's the nurturing mother, the emotional nurturing mother. So this is beautiful how this is all connecting. Linked to the earth and the wild woods, she is a guide who can help you discover your life's purpose. So very beautiful. So had to share that. It feels like she kind of wanted to have a say today. So I may even see if I can get, I can't think of her name, Diana, oil painter, to come on because she works with Ellen as one of her main goddesses. So, all righty. Woohoo. And we just had a deer in our front yard yesterday, and we actually saw a buck today the deer are allowed to run freely and they're protected here in town. So it's very nice to be able to see them. So, Jax, you're up next. Not sure where you're at the end, Selena, so you're okay, my dear. Heather can't seem to keep her reading short within a few minutes. Reindeer, the deer speak. Yep. So, Jax, what goddess? Oh, she's pretty. Brina, I have about 6 to 8 deer in my backyard right now. Brina, get out of here right now. But if they're in your yard a lot too, that's a beautiful connection that they sense that you're a place where they can trust. I just got a message. Okay, it's from Nancy. So, okay. Pack of coyotes howling last night around 3 a.m. gave me the chills in a good way. Ooh. So Jax is halfway making through. Ooh, tacos. One time is dinner. Nice. Nice. So let me find her. You got Sina Uli. Sina Uli, where are you? There you be. Girl. So here you go. It could be Sina or Sina Uli or Uli. And she is about cleansing and release. The Samoan moon goddess symbolizes purity and transformation. And you are definitely transforming and going through a lot of that right now, girl. Accept the energy of cleansing and renewal in your life. Just as Sina Uli's moonlight washes away impurities, let her guidance inspire you to release what no longer serves you, allowing space for growth. And there again, this beautiful water, that tidal wave. Just think of that like that wave or tsunami of just cleansing energy and purifying water. Just, that's lovely. And your Yuletide, let's see, nice, primal, rar. They are in my yard on a daily basis. Oh, that's beautiful. Pretty much same here too. So you got the cold moon. Take with thy the dreariest of moments. Release me for their ton and nourish me with light. Woo-hoo-hoo. There's the cold moon, because in the full moon for December, it's the wolf moon. And there she is. She's with her wolf. And I love that the wolves are connected to the moon. People think that they howl at the moon, but really, the moon, I think it's when they're associated with the full moon, is that it's a call. A lot of times they will do that howling to find out where other members are, in a pack. That's one of the things I've learned. But take with thy the dreariest of moments. Release me for their ton and nourish me with light. That's kind of cryptic and cool at the same time. Release me for their ton. So release the wolves, run wild. Release me for their tongue might be, the talk, the negative talk, the gossip, the hatred, just, all that negativity when people speak. Because when sometimes we speak, words have power, and so, um, release their, release release your inner wolf girl. Arr! So that and nourish me with the light. So especially this full moon, you get out there and do your wolf howl. um just let that go, let that wild woman out with that abandoned. And with the wolves, it's all about trusting our wildness, our wild nature, um getting our feet on the ground, learning how to sense and feel with our smell, with our eyes, our ears. To me, wolves are all, most animals that do live in the wild woods all connect with, all their senses. Because, wolves can be predator, are predators to other animals, but they can be also to not just humans, unfortunately, but to other animals. So it's all about connecting to that wolf energy, that instinctive energy. Wolves mate for life. They're loyal. They take care of those in their pack. And another thing about wolves that I learned at the Wolf Refuge when I was living in Massachusetts those years ago is that female wolves will be able to know how many pups they will be able to have. They will be able to see what the food source is like. They will be able to say, okay, I can sustain maybe two cubs this year or two pups this year. And so I didn't know that, but they can be able to have as many, pups as possible. So that's just amazing. So yeah, baby, let's get feral. Here you go. So for your top card, my dear, just acknowledging, acknowledging that you are Queen of Pentacles. And we're talking about the bride, the breed earlier, and how, she brings back life to nature. I mean, you got all, the husks and the dead flowers, but in the spring, she comes back. Um, and along with Angus, and they bring nature back to life. And the Queen of Pentacles is that nurturing mother, the sturdy, like I don't say sturdy, but the stern. That's what I meant to say. She's stern, she's grounded, but she's connected to nature, and she's a beautiful provider. And she teaches us how to be connected and grounded to ourselves, to nature, to guide us on our projects, how to stay focused, being able to harvest. Because Pentacles is connected to the earth, the abundance, our food, So she is that nurturing provider for all of us. Um, and then your underlying energy, the another pentacle, and it's the ace. So good things are coming your way, my dear. That dove is sitting on the finger with the key in its mouth. And so spirit is going to be reaching out to you to say, here you go. Because I know you've been through a lot and you're working diligently. And I'm looking at these cards thinking that once we get through the winter, you know, um, and spring comes around, that you will have more coming to you. The universe is going to be providing more for you. They're going to see that you keep saying yes and thank you, may I have more. And this beautiful bird, to me, it's like a bird of peace as well. So it'll be like a peaceful time where you will have what you need. It'll be given to you, and it's the key to what you need. So, and Irene is here. So Jax, I hope. Well, of course it resonated with you every because we could both see what's going on. So I hope you enjoy those cards. Those were really beautiful, excellent omens. Yes, they are. Just kind of got to get over those weeds. I am a Path Life 22 master builder. Oh my goodness, what was that? The Lord of. Okay, so Irene is here. You're back. Okay, sir, Selena. I love where I camp. The wolves howling from all directions, except the last time I went, it was a new moon. Not sure if that made a difference. I think, well, with the new moons, it's dark. And I think they stay more. I don't know, to be honest, but I remember someone saying at that wolf refuge, if I remember correctly, that people think the wolves howl because, oh, it's the moon, I'm going to howl at it. But a lot of times it's, by howling they're able to locate where other packs are or those within their own packs. So when it's a new moon and it's dark, maybe they don't do that so that, maybe they can keep their numbers hidden or where certain packs are, quite possible. But that's something to look up, most definitely. Let's see. Been dealing with throat and breathing issues for a while. Can't shake it. Oh my! All of y'all, I gotta come on. We all gotta, get up on our feet. I know so many of us seem to, kind of be stuck in this health thing, but just we just keep sending each other positive, light and encouragement and energy. Um, we got this. We can get through it, most definitely. Um, they are talking to each other, I think, from what I've experienced. Yes. So that was Jax. And next up is Carmela. And Carmela was brave enough to get a message from who? Bhéara Cailleach. So let me see if I'm just wondering if she's in, at least in her Cailleach, just Cailleach. ABC D. Corn Mother, Coda LaQ, Carrot Wind. Nope, she's not. Okay. So let's see what we get here. The Winter Goddess. What message do you have for Carmela? Oh, December 4th. That is my. Oh, so it's not the moon, the wolf moon. Okay, maybe that might be. We might miss that. But December 4th, that's my great grandma's birthday. You all just saw me shuffling, right? Wow. I'm going to have to read that card from the book, y'all. All my loves are all suffering. I got some stuff going on too. I hate when we're not well and we have to deal with shit. Mm. Okay. Wow, Carmela. Not bad. I'm just looking, going, this is interesting. So I'm going to read because we got for you again reindeer medicine. So the reindeer are here to speak. And again, the main message is journey into the depths of your soul, an awakening of sights revealed. It is time for no time at all, for all is presently here. So again, a reminder to do a journey, maybe finding a shamanic journey video that you can listen to, or one on on an Audible or something, and maybe go within and start connecting with yourself and seeing what other guides may come to you. So seeing that the reindeer are here today, I'm going to go ahead and find the message. So the reindeer. Keywords: inner strength, journeys, fighting for your dreams. So this is the time of year when we all fight for our dreams, not to give them up. It says here, reindeer are hardy and majestic creatures. Unlike other animals, they are the only ones who keep their antlers all year long, carrying them like crowns atop their heads. They've earned the right to feel like kings, but as the saying goes, heavy is the head that wears the crown. Reindeer make long migrations every year through the harsh conditions of the tundra. They face challenge after challenge, yet they prevail and even make friends along the way. Reindeer are known to be openly cheery and often form relationships with humans despite the challenging conditions in which they live. Reindeer medicine asks you, what responsibilities are you willing to endure in the pursuit of your dreams? Goals take work, even with the cosmic forces behind you. You will still face challenges on your soul's path, no matter how aligned you are with your spirit. Reindeer medicine has come to your spirit to tell you not to give up. The challenges you're facing now teach you how to be stronger and more resourceful, and to find ways to face your fears rather than running from them. Stay the course, for you are on the path towards success. You may not see it now with harsh conditions in your way, but you're so close to what you seek. This message is amplified if you also pulled candle magic, which you didn't. But reading this, does not remind you of a story that a lot of us have all been watching since we were children? Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. He ran away. He goes, the challenges you face show you how stronger and resourceful. It says here, your fears. So it says here, face your fears rather than running from them. And they said that exactly in the story. He was growing up and realized you can't run away from your problems. And he went back home. So that's amazing. So for all of us, that's the reindeer that's coming through. So thank you, Bhéara. So her continuing message from you is, my head's all like tingly. So the Empress card, girl, you are in you. So here. So girl, you. This isn't okay, because when we know people in chat. So if I was reading for a stranger, I'd be like, I don't know, but with Carmela, this Empress, you can see she's kind of articulated. She might be a little banged up, but she's got that beautiful crow on top of her head, and it's like on her is like the crown is sitting on her crown where she gets the beautiful information. So again, the crow is about connecting to the mysteries of who you are. In your hands, you got the beautiful feathers as well, and I think those are bees that are circling her, winding her. This, to me, this feels very much like the thread, that is our life, and it's wrapping around you. But that crow is sitting on your crown, sharing its knowledge with you, sharing the mysteries with you, your mysteries, and with the Empress being of the earth, of the mother energy, of creativity and abundance. Um, she's usually, laying down on the throne, but here, even though she looks a little banged up and unarticulated, and she's got her feathers, she's got the ability to be able to rise up, tap into that creativity, and to be able to embrace that within her body. Because I know you said we almost lost you this year, and so it may feel like things feel like because usually with the Empress, you see her as full figured. She's plump. She's pregnant with ideas, with life. She's well rounded. She's well bodied. Where here she's a little more. It's like she's been through through the ringer, but yet she still stands. She's still holding her feathers. Um, and she's connecting with that beautiful crow energy of, connecting with the mysteries of life, your magic. Um, crows are about, death and rebirth as well. They're part of the Morrigan. And this is teaching us, and what they teach us is to be able to stand in our power, have that protection, have that foresight, and that wherewithal. And I see that very much so for you in that card. Your other one is another one with the crow. Well, all these are all crows. You got deer and crow, and so we got temperance. And temperance, of course, traditionally is about balance, having patience, moderation. And I love this patience because she's taking is she taking off the mask, or is she putting on the mask? And that bird's kind of sitting there to balance that both out. So what this is, again, I wish I had my book. Um, but even looking at her face, she's got like the eyes of the crow, you know. So again, with temperance, finding balance between your magic and being grounded, and having the patience um, to be able to wait for maybe the time to put that mask on, or it could be it's time to take off the crow mask, like in here, because now you have started to obtain that connection, and now it's time to find balance and how to be able to um, utilize it. It's like sometimes once we find out sometimes how powerful we are or what kind of magic we have, it takes a while for our bodies to adjust to it. It's that balance back and forth and being patient and waiting for us to be able to assimilate, everything that we've learned. And your bottom underlying energy is the moon card. So I know that, the moon is beautiful. It's again, you got the crow raven as well. And the moon shines that light into our darkest areas. She guides us. There's the eye, and look how the eye is looking up at the crow. Again, is connecting with the death and rebirth, um, tapping into that feminine light, the moon goddess, um, asking her to shine, to walk with you. It's a beautiful thing that just popped in my head. It's like being outside or imagining that, when the moon's full, asking her to walk by my side as I address and face things that, are in my shadows that scare me. Of like I know, like you said, you had issues with your health. But this is also going beyond that, because now you've been to that threshold, you told me. And so now with that, being there on that threshold, you have, I really would look into the raven and the crows, because they are about death and rebirth, and being able to connect with that energy. It's it's almost like, because of your experience that you had, Carmela, because you were at that threshold, that you can also be that guiding light for others who may have been there. People like, I don't understand this. I was there. I saw this. I saw that. Is there anybody else who experienced this? So that it's kind of like not feeling alone. It just feels like your experience can help people, whether what you share in chat or where you share in person about that experience. And yeah, that's what I have. But that crow and raven, I saw two amazing, huge ravens today. They were loving up on each other. And I was at a light. I tried to take a picture, I didn't have enough time. And so it's that beautiful, it's magic, the magic of the universe, the magic of the night, the beautiful magic of the moon goddess, that divine femininity, our intuition, but most of all, the magic. It opened your eyes to what is, you had a glimpse, and sometimes our glimpses are going to be very different from other people's, especially with what possibly, religions were raised with or whatnot. All of our experiences are going to be different. And with you being there, it opened your eyes. Yeah, girl, I would definitely study crow and raven energy. Raven is important to you? Okay. There's the Morgan, they're about, death, loss, you know, um, rebirth, protection, they may be she or they may be someone that you might want to reach out to. And hello, Moira, my dear. So good to see you. Irene. Some days I feel like that too. I will guide you. She says, "Aw, that's beautiful." So there may be people that can, and you do every night. I mean, there may be like a group or something that you know that you can share this with, you can support and show. As I'm saying that, I'm looking at my card from the Tarot de Louis. It's the Hermit card, and for me, this is very much representation of the Morgan. So there's her staff, there's her crow raven. I think it's the crow, and she's got the lantern. She's guiding the light. She's showing the way. She's going within. So maybe helping people learn how to turn from what they see, that eye, what they saw, and help them turn that eye inward, and so that they can embrace all their fears and help people maybe embrace and not be afraid of their fears for what the experiences that you've had. So that's what I have. I hope that's within, hope that resonates with you. Because sometimes I try to make sure that what I share isn't something I'm thinking something about maybe I should do, or if that's really something that I'm supposed to share. But what Bhéara, she's the Cailleach. She's the goddess of death, of winter. So I can totally see that message, coming through for you from her. Um, I'm not sure exactly what her animals are, but I would look into that as well. See if any of these animals today, the deer, the ravens, the crows, might be connected. Okay, no fear. It's all good. You're welcome, my dear. Yep, like the butterfly. People don't realize when a caterpillar goes into its pupa, its cocoon, it literally dissolves into just a viscous goo. And from that goo, it doesn't die. It just reforms itself and rebirths itself into a butterfly. I mean, it's amazing that the caterpillar could basically die of itself and be reborn into a whole totally different shape. It's a shapeshifter. Um, Something has to give, Irene. I have had a rash for years. Oh my goodness. Finally got a biopsy and had the results, but waiting to see the doctor in the middle of December so I can get blood tests for Lyme disease. Oh, Julie. I just recently met somebody who has that, and she finally found the right doctors to be able to help her because she'd been suffering for so many years. None of the doctors could help her. And she did a special ritual connecting with rose quartz and the hour of the planet Venus to bring the energy for the right doctor to come forward. And it did for her. And so she's finally getting back on her feet. So I hope that you also find that for yourself as well. Um, yeah, I think it is. But I'm not a doctor. YouTube entertainment purposes only. Always seek professional medical assistance. We are just having a discussion amongst ourselves. It dissolves into imaginal cells. That's what they call the goo. Imaginal cells. Well, there. I just learned that today. Thank you. I didn't know the name of it. I've had it for decades. Your body hurts all over. My friend Denise has it too. So, last but not least, is Selena, my beautiful dear, my beautiful friend. So let me do a quick sip. And so I'm definitely getting better coming for you. She's coming for you. So Selena. From Bhéara, Cailleach. Whoa. Mm. Oh, geez, Irene. I had one on me once that I freaked the, out when I was in New Hampshire. And I told Chad, get it off of me, get it off of me. Had to make sure our dogs were checked after we came in from taking them outside for walks. I just pulled this card, and I think I pulled this for you the last time I read for you, Selena. I could be wrong, but it feels like I almost want to say I have. So, your message from Bhéara. May your warmth take in the gazing flame. Upon the shivers, they melt away. You got the hearth. Look at that. That's interesting because she is anything but. She's the cold. She's the winter. She's the, the dead of winter. Nothing is to grow. Nothing is to bloom. And here she is, sending you a message to warm yourself. May your warmth take in the gazing flame. So sitting by the hearth, being around what you love the most to help you melt away, the pain that you get. I know you can't get rid of all of it right now, but gazing at the flames, at the fire, but to me also that which, glows, that makes you glow, that, when you see your husband and you smile and you feel that love, you feel that warmth. Um, Darla, when you're with your Darla. And even when you see your report papers come back and you see the amazing grades that you were able to get while working and taking care of all this through that pain. And, when you go outside for your walks, and you connect with your guides and your higher powers, all that is also very much the hearth. It's hearth, it's home. Um, and allow that to help melt some of that cold, that anger. I don't say the anger. Well, it can be anger, but the cold that you feel. That sometimes that cold that you feel like you might get. I'm feeling cold in the bones, and so I don't know if that's something that's a part of what you deal with, um, but just that feeling of just being cold, and when you have those moments, go to what makes you feel warm, what makes you feel good inside, and that's your hearth, that's your home. As I'm covered in a heated blanket, that's right. I'm always cold. Okay. So your tarot cards. Your top is the Page of Wands, and this is her creating her imaginary. I love this. It shows the power of how our creativity, how we get inspired, and what we can do, what we can create to motivate us. And it shows her here building this creature, this friend of hers, all the things, little things that are around her, all the things that, inspire her, that motivate her to move forward. Um, it's learning to tap into that creativity, that willpower, and making it work for you. And it's the power of our imaginations and what we can do. And she created this amazing friend of hers from, dead leaves and branches and an old, bull's head. And she's given it life, and she holds its hands, and she has him walk with her. So this also feels, you being inspired to reach out to maybe certain guides, or energies that you create to walk with you, to keep you inspired, to keep you moving forward. Your next card is the Sun card. So maybe making sure to get some more sun in when you can. But this is also, the feeling of success, the hearth. There you go. You got the hearth, things that, um, make you feel warm. That crow, bringing messages again. Um, Sometimes I think if you look at it, in a reverse, it might be flying too close to the sun where, you could burn your feathers. But this is tapping into the magic and the power of the sun. Um, your eyes are wide open. Almost kind of looks like your eyes, Selena, when you do your beautiful makeup, for your videos and stuff. But again, it's a card too for success, for abundance. And so keep walking towards that. Keep working towards that. Um, and so the underlying energy, something that came through your last reading that I did for you as well, you got the Three of Swords. No, wait a minute. The Eight of Swords. And that's all about us being in bondage, things that are keeping us held back. But we know what we need to do to be able to walk out of that, having to fight. And I love it because it's like she's trying to find that grace within herself. It's like she's praying to herself or connecting to herself. And, the plants are, willing to step aside for her, and to let her through. But she knows that, she has to be the one to do it. And it feels like she's trying to find the grace, the energy, to be able to do that. And I think a lot of that has to do with the Page of Wands too, trying to find a creative way, being inspired, using the imagination of how can I make this work. And I feel like you're on the right track, my dear. You got that Sun card, success, prosperity, happiness, joy. And that will eventually help you be able to find that beautiful grace and that beautiful glow around her too. So she knows that grace, that power is within her. And maybe she's just waiting for the right moment when she knows that she can do it. But that's what I have for you, Selena. Your heart. That's the message from Bhéara. She may have been afraid of the sun or want to run away from the sun. I mean, it's interesting. These cards are almost all fire, and she's the goddess of winter. You know. Um, but yeah, that's what I have, sweetheart. I was looking to see if there might be another message, but that's what I have for you, my dear. Waiting for sure. You're welcome, my dear. I'm seeing you and hanging out with you. Alrighty, well, that was my last read. Wow, what a show we got to learn about, Bhéara Cailleach. Cailleach. I try so hard to do that properly. Um, Amazing messages from the reindeer. I mean, Ellen of the Trod also came through. So I'll reach out to Diana, see if she can maybe join me next month, for a Sacred Feminine. See if she'll be willing to come back and talk more about Ellen of the Ways and Ellen of the Trod, and how maybe we can connect with her. And, because, for the peoples, and I believe this was in Finland, is that, the deer led the way, and they all follow each other behind, so you could see the paths, and it helped to lead the people where they can set a village where they can go to camp, to hunt, to be able to find the food. They would be willing to lead them, to show them where that, they can take one of them to be able to help, clothe them, to keep them warm, to provide them, with food and sustenance during the winters. Oh, does she really? Yes, I do. Yeah, she's hung out with us before. I did not know that. Oh, Heather, you're a beautiful reader. Oh, thank you, Carmela. I appreciate that. Because, there are times when we're told if we don't read a certain way, or if we don't have this and this knowledge, and we don't know this. Sometimes that gets into the back of my head. I'm like, well, you could be much, much better if you that. But thank you, Carmela. That means a lot to me. All of you mean a lot to me. Um, so my friend, so I'm going to ask Erica. Let her know that one of my fellow readers, chatters, is going through this. See if this is what she went through, and I will. If she says I can give you information, I will. But my friend Denise too, I'm going to ask. Give me a few days, so especially with Thanksgiving. Um, but I should be able to maybe see Erica tomorrow. There's going to be a Ukrainian band that's supposed to be well known, that's touring the world right now, and they're going to be having a stop in Ashland, and they're going to be willing to do the show to help raise money for Ukraine and stuff for certain charities. So if I could make that there tomorrow, maybe I can ask her there then too as well. Um, Irene says my daughter remembers they had to remove it from her. She was hospitalized with severe infection. The bull's eye circle. Oh my God. Yeah. And the one animal that I love the most, I was around people who said, oh, they should all be killed and they should be all, gotten ridden. And I'm like, it's not the deer's fault. And it's just not the deer, other animals carry it. You can go in the woods and the grasses, they hang out there. I mean, it's just, keep doing it my way. Thank you. And who wrote the rules? F off. Yeah. Chaos, my fajitas. Oh my dear. Oh my goodness. Chaps. Oh my goodness. Thank you. I have to wait until December 13th. Okay. Yeah. And I can also maybe um see if I can maybe get permission to get you in touch with some people. Because I met a woman, her name is Dr. Laura, and she does these free once a month where she picks a particular health topic, and she'll be at Artemisia where we can go and sit, and she'll explain what she's talking about, what she's going to be focusing on. That we have questions. And last time I saw her, it was all about inflammation, and I learned a few things. So I'll see what's what when I can. Because even she used to work for the CDC or the world whatever, and especially with being, with epigenetics or something. And she quit. She says there are a lot of people come to her that their doctors had told them you have to live on these pharmaceutical medications, excuse me, the rest of your life, or else you can't survive without them. And people have come to her and she's like, what? And she's worked with them. So yeah, there are some things that can be, but again, for entertainment purposes only, YouTube. I always say go to your doctor first, seek professional help, and then make an educated decision that you feel is best for you. Yep, whack ass fuck. Humans are heating up the earth. Yep, a lot of changes are on their way. Yes, it is. Most definitely. So it is 3:30, and Nancy messaged me while I was doing the last read for Selena. She said that she's just too exhausted. She couldn't pop into chat, but she hoped that we had a wonderful show. So I'm going to let her know that everybody is wishing her well and sending her lots of love and healing energy. And thank you, everybody, for being here. I was a bit of a, I kind of got frustrated today because when we left New York, the Christmas tree that Shannon and I have had since we've been together, and that's 24 years, we had to leave that behind. And now trying to find a new one, and it's just reminding me of what we had to kind of leave behind. And I just couldn't find one today, that could replace that felt the same. And so I was a little sad, but other things going on in the world, and in our circles. So y'all, yeah, y'all cheered me up. So we can go to the beach after. Sounds good. All righty. So thank you, everybody. Have a great, Yes, rest of your day. Have a good week. And I should be popping on sometime tomorrow because I did get a new tarot deck. And I've got 3 in my cart right now in Amazon. And then I have 2 others coming. December 1st is supposed to be from Etsy. And then the next one isn't going to be until the 20th of December. So, but patience, temperance, being grounded. So, everybody, love you much and have a great rest of your night. And we'll see you later this week. Bye.